Hi, welcome to my presentation on pregnancy release as a sacred act. I'm Dr. Ivy Love Margulies. I'm a clinical psychologist and death midwife who specializes in grief, loss, and trauma, encompassing the entire spectrum of women's maternal mental health. In my unique way, I blend psychology, ritual, spirituality, Reiki, energy healing, meditation, and more to help facilitate and support women, couples, and families going through the grieving process. In today's modern world, there's a massive void for support and practical information to help soften the emotional pain of pregnancy loss. This is why I developed this training, to help guide and educate clinicians, midwives, doulas, medical professionals, nurses, anyone in the healthcare field who would like to know more about how to help women emotionally process a pregnancy release. I am using the term pregnancy release, coined by a doula, to describe any proactive action taken by a woman to end her pregnancy, whether due to a fetal diagnosis not compatible with life or for an unwanted pregnancy for any reason. I am also using the term pregnancy release instead of abortion because the word abortion can be very polarizing, politically, religiously, and critically. I want to help soften the terminology around the most common type of pregnancy loss in America. 1 out of every 2 women will have a pregnancy release in their lifetime. 1 out of every 2 women. That is incredibly significant given women do not share their abortion, termination, or pregnancy release stories openly with one another or even give their loss the significance it deserves. Often it is a dirty secret to keep hidden and never let see the light of day except when absolutely necessary, such as with a medical doctor or therapist. Talk about a conspiracy of silence that not only compels women to experience their grief as shame and embarrassment. There is a term for this type of grief. It is called disenfranchised grief. Grief that cannot and does not offer a public forum for discussing one's feelings and experiences for a very intimate loss. This presentation gives statistics, types of procedures a woman can choose, including using herbs to have her pregnancy release at home, the role of a bereavement doula or any mental health professional to help support women before, during, and after the procedure. I also include ideas on how to create ritual before and after the pregnancy release to help mentally prepare and organize your client's thoughts and emotions. I've broken down the presentation into modules that focus on specific topics. As you go through the presentation, please feel free to take some notes and reflect upon the information given and to email me at ivy@drivylove.com with any questions. I will be more than happy to answer them. Let's go ahead, get started. I know this presentation will be of use to you and anyone you work with. Namaste. Welcome to Pregnancy Release as a Sacred Act. Love, Life, and Death. This is Module 1, where I will be discussing the definition, statistics, and cultural context of why a woman may choose to have an abortion, termination, also called a pregnancy release. Pregnancy release is a softer way to talk about abortion. I like this term and I use it often in my practice because that is exactly what we are helping our client to do and or integrate in their lives at this time. Whether it is through a conscious decision to end a pregnancy through abortion or through a spontaneous miscarriage or receiving a diagnosis of a fetal anomaly, or if we are assisting during and after a stillbirth, we facilitate the release of the pregnancy from their body. This term was coined by full-spectrum doula Eileen Wren Peterson, and she has written a book on home pregnancy release. I highly suggest, if you can, to get a copy. And also, abortion carries a very heavy, historical context of judgment and emotions. Abortion now is seen as a word not to be used socially or to describe a woman's choice to choose to terminate her pregnancy consciously. Although some women have to terminate their pregnancies due to a fetal diagnosis not compatible with life. A little bit about Wren that I thought might be nice to share. She was pregnant at 16 years old. Her baby died 21 days after his birth. At 18, she had a surgical abortion, and this experience in particular inspired her to work in this field because of the procedure. At 19, she had a miscarriage. She now has a 3-year-old son. She then had 2 more pregnancy releases at home using herbs. She used ceremony, ritual, and prayer, which ended the life of the babies but did not release them from her body. So she took misoprostol to facilitate the contractions to expel the pregnancy. I highly recommend her work on Sacred Pregnancy Release, a holistic guide to miscarriage and abortion. Artemis is a goddess of Greek mythology. She symbolizes both protection and death to women, children, and animals. She is an archetype that possesses both the power of life and death. Pregnancy releases, abortions, and miscarriage are about love, life, and death. Our assumption in our culture is that all women have the capacity to create life. When a woman chooses to end her pregnancy for any reason, our culture can be quick to judge her decision. Regardless of her choice to choose, a woman's reproductive lifespan includes both ends of the life and death portal. Not every pregnancy ends in a baby, regardless if it was deliberately terminated. There are 2 million pregnancy losses every year in America for a multitude of reasons. Statistics on abortion in the United States. 1 out of 2 women will have an abortion or pregnancy release in their lifetime. Half of all pregnancies are unintended, and 4 in 10 of these will end in an abortion or a pregnancy release. There are approximately 6 million reported pregnancies conceived in the United States every year. Perinatal loss occurs in 2 million of these 6 million conceptions. Either they are miscarried or terminated. To continue, 9 out of 10 abortions occur in the first 12 weeks of pregnancy. Lower income women have more unintended pregnancies and more abortions or pregnancy releases. As you can see, over half of these women are in their 20s, and over half, again, already have children. Reasons why women may choose to have a pregnancy release. The top 3 reasons are that the baby would have a negative impact on the mother's life. There's financial instability, there are relationship issues, or an unwillingness to be a single mother, terminations for fetal anomaly and or a diagnosis incompatible with life. It can also just not be the right time. The baby would negatively impact her ability to make income or have fulfilled her career goals. She may already have children and or be taking care of aging parents. Her income would fall below the poverty line. If she's a teen, she is less likely to finish high school. Unplanned pregnancy can be a huge financial burden. There may be insurance issues and therefore out-of-pocket expenses up to $10,000. Many unplanned pregnancies happen when the woman does not have a stable relationship or a partner. Statistics are not in a single woman's favor, as a third ended their cohabitating relationship within 2 years of having the unplanned baby. There are many other reasons. Maybe the woman is done having children. Maybe the family planning in her relationship was only to have 2 children, and she finds herself pregnant with her third, and it is just not in their family planning goal. Maybe they don't want to have any more children. Still, others may feel shame around being pregnant. They don't want others to know about being pregnant or that she is having sex. There could be religious issues. There may be problems with the health of the fetus again. There may be problems with her own health. She may have an autoimmune disorder such as lupus, which can flare up and cause issues for the pregnancy. She might be in a domestically abusive relationship. Again, being young, maybe still living at home, her parents aren't supportive of her pregnancy. This ends Module 1 on the definition, statistics, and cultural context of why a woman may choose to have a pregnancy release. Please continue on to Module 2, where I will discuss the medical options for abortion, termination of a pregnancy, and pregnancy releases.